Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Reine Des Fleurs. And we have discovered some difficult truths that we have to deal with now in performing our duties as a Reine. We just had a meeting with Hubert and hopefully things are back to normal with him sort of, but we definitely still don't trust him after all he's done. But hopefully he won't be cruel to us anymore after that little stunt he pulled. But only time will tell. So let's see what kind of tea Madame NJ wanted from Mr. Bonheur here. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Yeah, Madame NJ was just asking Mr. Bonheur for some kind of tea, or a tea recommendation. A tea that can calm a racing heart. I see. I believe Princess was visiting Mr. Hubert only a while ago. Yes, the moment has finally come for Princess to truly awaken and make her move. This might sound inappropriate, but I would like for her to rest for at least 1 or 2 more days. I understand your concern. However, considering Princess's nature, nothing would change even if she had more time to rest. She will never turn back from her role, no matter how difficult it may be. That is absolutely right. Princess has a strong sense of responsibility. I remember when she was still a child. Yes. She was already under the huge responsibility as a Reine, even back then. But looking at such a lovely princess filled our minds with such delight. Back then, she couldn't balance her mind, and we were often affected by that as well. However, she would always come visit when we were down, even with her eyes brimming with tears. Yes, whenever Mr. Bonheur looked unwell, even in the slightest, she'd push you into bed. And then she'd say, I will be a great Reine and heal Mr. Bonheur. That is so cute! Yes, she looked more pained than I felt. Even grown-ups can get confused when they are given responsibility for the life or death of the world. Thus, there was nothing wrong with our little princess being insecure. Her strong will indicates that Princess is truly a Reine. Well, I think Mr. Bonheur was much more important to her than that. I feel a bit embarrassed hearing you say it so openly. But Princess has always held kindness in her heart for all Hanabito, perhaps even for all Tanabito as well. That is why it is painful to see such a kind person facing this reality. I wonder if Mr. Hubert feels that way. Mr. Hubert? What exactly do you mean by that? He was surprisingly calm and steady throughout, even when he was explaining the truth to us. I wonder if his heart even feels pain at all, putting Princess in such a role. The person who has always cared for Princess most is none other than him, Mr. Hubert. Because of his position as Prime Minister, sometimes he has to be strict with her. It is impossible for him not to feel anything. He must simply be hiding his feelings. Do you really think so? Pardon? I think Mr. Hubert seems to be hiding more secrets. I agree. Strongly. Do you have any basis for this? He is a Hanabito, whom the goddess Milene created in the beginning, and he has lived all this while. I have known him for quite a long time, yet I still do not know what his true intentions are. I don't believe that these 1 or 2 truths that he has surrendered are all that he knows. But even so, there is nothing that we can do. We are merely Hanabito, who are just here to watch over Princess calmly. Nothing more, nothing less. You are right. And, depending on Princess's decision, we will eventually... Madame NJ. Ugh. I'm sorry. I almost made a slip of the tongue. What does it matter? There's nobody here but you two. You can discuss it to your heart's content with nobody else watching. So it sounds like apparently Violet can make some decisions that will end in something happening to the Hanabito living here. Is she able to actually take the grace from them and send it to the land? Is that what the deal is? I don't know why I'm even speculating. That was a rather loaded statement that she put out there. And the fact that they won't confirm anything makes it really very suspicious, and now I'm worried for everybody. You are fine. We are all in the same boat. We are all thinking the same thing. Pardon me, I assume that you are suffering more than you show. I know how painful it is. NJ, you wanted the tea that calms the mind. There is a good mix of herbs that I tried the other day. It has a nice aroma and a calming effect. Please, I would like to have some. This habit of drinking tea started from imitating Tanabito, but now it has practically become a necessity to us. It is a curious thing. I recently thought that all those things were arranged by the goddess's will. A flower grows from a seed, later to bloom. The only thing we can do now is to support Princess's decision. That's all. You could tell her what's going on. That's something you could do. Chapter 2. The First Transference Ceremony.
Don't you want to reconsider?
I don't want to hear it.
It is obvious that Sylvie has no hope. You should know that already.
Are you going to forsake it just because it didn't grow as we expected? Such a cruel thing. I cannot believe that one who is worshipped as a god could actually do that. Tanabito still pray for favor from God.
That's unreasonable. God's love has always been that way. It is hard for you to understand, as you are still a young god. I, on the other hand, have known it long. The moment Sylvie was created, I knew this play would not last.
Such a cruel thing. You are the same.
Yes, of course. That is why I am the god of destruction. As there is a god who creates, there must be a god who destroys as well. This world that was created on a whim will eventually fall to ruin. I was always the one tasked with destroying it in the end. That is my purpose.
No!
Sylvie cannot be saved. Just think about what I'm saying. The love of God which has filled this world. And the goddess of love, who was born from the wishes of the Tanabito for God's love, Milene. If you can't change your mind, I will have to destroy you along with the world.
Then, do it.
Milene.
I cannot abandon this world. If you must, go ahead and destroy me with it. Please, Zero.
Don't beg me. If I could, I would have done it already. Are you saying this even knowing how I feel? That really hurts.
Then you should know my pain as well. Half of the reason why I was born, and that meaning the world is about to be destroyed.
There is no way you can change.
Yes, just as you cannot change as well.
Milene.
I'm sorry, but I cannot abandon this world. No matter who else abandons it, I will never. I will protect it until the end. Until the end without fail. My head hurts from the creaking sounds. His imploring look burns into my mind. But still, I can't change my mind. I can't ignore them weeping. I must be bound. Ever since I was born, all this time. The room that I have always known fills my vision when I open my eyes. It seems unreal, and I blink incessantly. What was that? Even my own voice sounds like someone else. I unconsciously touch all over myself to confirm my existence. After doing this many times, I gradually come back to my senses. What was that feeling? When I tilt my head and think. Princess! Can I come in? Akane, yes, come in. Excuse me!
Princess, it's almost time for you to go out.
Huh? It is time already. Time indeed, that is all we have for today. So now we have moved on to chapter 2, and we're one step closer to working on getting Leon. Oh, that really bugged me, that conversation between Bonhyu and NJ. The fact that they were talking about something going on that would affect them, but they wouldn't tell us what. Why are they hiding all this from the princess, too? I mean, telling her what they've told her now. Shouldn't they just get it all over with, rip the Band-Aid off? Just tell me everything. What else are you hiding? Well, we'll see what we can find out in the next episode. Let's do our Japanese words for the day. Today we're just going to talk about words that we use to refer to oneself. As a female, I and probably most of my listeners is, according to my analytics, my audience is 90% female. We use watashi to refer to ourselves. Like we would say, watashi wa something, whatever. But, as you've probably heard, males can use boku or ore to refer to themselves. So why do us females seem to be so limited? Why do men have more options? As far as I know, off the top of my head, those are the only words that I know that people use to refer to oneself in Japanese. Unless you're royalty, then you refer to yourself in the plural for some reason. But yeah, to just refer to oneself as a singular entity, those are the only words that I know off the top of my head. Alright, well that's it for today. I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye everybody.